Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Gary Papa, Dave Roberts, and Jim Gardner.
Thursday night, another spacewalk for the crew of the Endeavor, and teachers are ready to return to the picket lines in a Delaware County school district. But the big story in Action News tonight is a SEPTA worker shot in the back and leg and now fighting for his life. 45-year-old Russell Richardson is a SEPTA mechanic. He cashed his paycheck tonight at a check-cashing van at the Callow Hill Depot in West Philadelphia. A block away, a bandit pulled out a gun and demanded the money. Richardson tried to run, but his escape was halted by a bullet. He stumbled into a workday and collapsed. He is in critical condition at the University of Pennsylvania Medical Center. The bandit did not get any money, but he is still at large at this hour. One woman is in custody tonight after allegedly stabbing another woman to death in West Philadelphia. Police say an argument led to the stabbing near 54th and Vine just after 9 o'clock. The names of the suspect and victim have not been released. Former Philadelphia police officer Rodney Hunt has been found not guilty of murder. Hunt was home tonight in West Philadelphia celebrating with family and friends. He was acquitted today in the shooting death of Sean Wilson in November of 1990. Hunt has said he shot Wilson in self-defense after Wilson fired the first shot, that despite the fact that Hunt shot Wilson 15 times.
And I was criticized and slandered and everything else for doing my job. I lost my job and everything else before I was even proven, before I even had my day in court.
Hunt says he wants to be reinstated into the Philadelphia Police Department. This was the scene in the Los Angeles courtroom today. It was supposed to be an arraignment for the 4 men charged in connection with the beating and robbing of Reginald Denny during the riots. Prosecutors today charged 3 of them with attempted murder and 1 with robbery. But the arraignment was delayed when defense attorneys said they needed time to confer with the defendants. All 4 are being held without bail. Tomorrow is the last day on the job for Philadelphia Police Commissioner Willie Williams. He starts in Los Angeles on June 29th. Williams was honored today by Philadelphia City Council. He said he would always consider Philadelphia his home. Williams also made a stop at the Pennsylvania Crime Commission. Rob Jennings was handing out the awards, and Williams accepted 2 of them on behalf of the McMullen twins. Officer Donald McMullen was shot in the head last June, saved by his brother. 2 defendants are currently on trial. The House of Representatives today approved $822 million in emergency aid for the purpose of rebuilding riot-damaged Los Angeles neighborhoods. The bill was then sent to the Senate, where lawmakers from both parties added $1.5 billion in immediate aid for other major cities. Housing Secretary Jack Kemp told a Senate committee today that the Los Angeles riots were a cry for help for American cities. Also testifying before the committee was Pennsylvania Senator Harris Wofford. He said he didn't think that Kemp's plan for enterprise zones and promoting home ownership for public housing tenants was nearly enough. It was 6 weeks ago that the city demolished a woman's house in North Philadelphia during an effort to clear up a block of drug-infested vacant homes. It was a big mistake, and the city wants to make good, but the woman says it isn't good enough. Action News reporter Denise James has the full story.
The city of Philadelphia leveled Helen Anthony's home, assuming it was an abandoned drug den. Despite receiving a settlement offer from the city a week and a half ago, she remains devastated.
I can't, come to grip with it. Like I must go to the store and I be thinking, you need this, you need that, then I would say, no, I don't, I already have it. Then you think about it, you don't have it.
A letter from the city's law department values the lost home at $4,200 and offers that much to Anthony. It offers to buy her a new house worth at least 5 times that amount, $21,000. And it requests an itemized list of personal items lost in the rubble. The family does not plan to accept the offer.
It's nothing compared to what we lost.
They are also upset that the city has never inquired about Anthony's well-being.
Nothing was said, no provision was made for my mother. Had I not had a place for her to stay, where would she be? She would be homeless, out on the street somewhere.
Tonight there is nothing where Anthony raised 2 generations of her family over 23 years. The 59-year-old domestic worker is staying with her daughter in Willingboro, New Jersey, taking 3 buses to work in Germantown. Relatives say she's become withdrawn, almost hopeless.
Just like they left me in the street, that's the way it been, until we got that letter.
This in your bedroom.
The family is sifting through old photos taken in Anthony's home, trying to piece together what was lost, but feeling like it can never be replaced. Denise James, Channel 6 Action News.
A labor crisis has come to the Southeast Delco School District. Officials say they have been informed by the union that teachers will be on strike in the morning. The last strike in the district was October of 1990. School officials say kids should report to school, and if there is a strike, they will be sent home within an hour. The teachers have been working without a contract since the 89-90 school year. Education was the focus of Bill Clinton's campaign today. He spoke at an inner-city community college in Los Angeles and labeled President Bush's school policies as a failed trickle-down education. Clinton said the federal government would take a more activist role in education if he is president. He said America needs an education president who shows up for class every day. A Bush administration panel has taken action that threatens the northern spotted owl. The Endangered Species Committee agreed to allow logging in 2 counties in Oregon, despite the fact that they are an owl habitat. It is only the second time in 20 years that the government panel has overridden the Endangered Species Act. The move is to benefit the jobs of thousands of loggers in that area. An official of the Sierra Club called the action a message from the Bush administration to America's forests to drop dead. It was a moment of extraordinary satisfaction overnight for the crew of the Endeavor. Having finally secured that stubborn communication satellite, they disengaged it from the spaceship. And then this afternoon, controllers in Washington sent the satellite on a 50,000-mile journey. It will be placed into its final orbit tomorrow. And late today and tonight, astronaut Catherine Thornton became the second woman to walk in space. She and Thomas Akers are testing techniques for building a space station. A Texas woman is recovering tonight after taking a scalpel and slashing her breast to force doctors to remove her silicone gel implants. 46-year-old Marlene Hooker told reporters at a hospital news conference today in Austin, Texas, that doctors had told her she was getting sick from the implants, but her insurance wouldn't pay for their removal. Hooker finally grabbed a scalpel from an emergency room.
Did a little bit. I said, oh, you got to do better than that, girl. So I had to do that several times. And when I
Hooker says she figured if she started the operation, doctors would have no choice but to finish it. Another woman in New Mexico recently used a razor blade to remove one of her implants, also claiming the same problem with her insurance company. The end has come for former football player Lyle Alzado. He died of brain cancer today at the age of 43. He had blamed the use of bodybuilding steroids as the cause of his disease. Alzado was in the NFL for 16 years, playing for the Broncos, the Browns, and the Raiders. He said he started using steroids in 1969. The case of an AIDS-infected dentist and the death of Kimberly Bergalis is apparently closed, but still a mystery. Bergalis was one of 5 patients who caught the HIV virus from a dentist in Florida. She is the only patient who died. The dentist is Dr. David Aker. He is also dead, but researchers say that despite 2 years of investigation, they haven't been able to figure out how Akers transmitted the disease to his patients. This is the only case where a healthcare professional has been known to have infected a patient with the AIDS virus. It would seem like obvious advice. When you're scheduled to have surgery, make sure you know who's going to perform the operation. If that sounds silly to you, it shouldn't. There are people who don't know, and it sets them up as potential victims of ghost surgery. At least that's what Action News reporter David Henry found out in this special investigation.
Rocco DeChico was no John Travolta, but he loved to dance. Now he can't even stand straight.
My life was completely turned around. Lost a job, everything.
In 1989, Rocco fell off a ladder and broke his right hip. He had an operation here at Hahnemann University Hospital to have it fixed, but he ended up with a leg fused at an abnormal angle.
I brought it over. I cannot stand up. But if I raise this one, I can stand. But as you see my back, I am all twisted in the back.
The operation that left DeChico disabled and disfigured was performed by the Orthopedic Associates, a group of surgeons here at Hahnemann University Hospital. DeChico thought one of them would be operating on him. But when things went wrong, he couldn't find out who did it.
Somebody operated on the guy.
With one conclusion that we were able to make was that the man did not have an out-of-body experience and operate on himself.
According to hospital records, 4 of the doctors that made up Hahnemann's Orthopedic Associates in 1989 were at one time responsible for Rocco DeChico. Records show Dr. Albert Weiss admitted him to the hospital, but he apparently never actually treated him. Dr. Arnold Berman, president of Hahnemann Orthopedic Associates, is listed as the surgeon on the recovery room record. He told DeChico's lawyer he never saw him. Dr. Stephen Basacco is listed as the surgeon on the operative note. In a sworn deposition, he says he wasn't even in the hospital at the time. The operating room log names Dr. Ronald D. Simone as the attending physician and as the surgeon. He says he was in New Jersey at the time.
I think what we really have here is a case of what I like to call ghost surgery. I think we have a situation where a resident was left in charge of the operating room.
The surgical resident at the time says he doesn't remember who performed the surgery. Hahnemann and its orthopedic associates refused our offer to clear up the confusion, citing the terms of a six-figure out-of-court settlement with DeChico. After nearly 3 years, Rocco DeChico still doesn't know who operated on it.
You don't even know who's operating on you. I think maybe next time they'll get to clean a woman. I don't know. Get somebody off the street. I don't know.
But it's not just happening here at Hahnemann. In our next report, we'll tell you about an apparent case of ghost surgery at a Veterans Administration hospital that cost a man his life. David Henry, Channel 6 Action News.
And still to come on Action News tonight, a fundraiser brings history to life in Fairmount Park, and the Phillies take on the Phillies in Reading. Gary Papa has that story.
We head into the weekend, we'll find out from AccuWeather.
And we'll check your mic, Dave. Rob Jennings has a Crime Fighters report, and we'll have much more when Action News continues tonight.
This happy family was shattered when this husband killed his wife. The first time in 20 years, his stepdaughters confront him.
He played God when he took her life. Let's see him play God and bring her back.
I still love her. So
We don't want your love.
That's fine.
I used to care for this man.
What do you want to say to them?
I'm sorry.
Apology not accepted. On the next Oprah. Tomorrow at 4, followed by Action News at 5, right here on Channel 6.
In the world of luxury automobiles, you expect aerodynamic styling. A beautifully crafted, leather-trimmed interior, the uncompromising safety of driver's and passenger side airbags, and the superior performance of a 24-valve engine. You just don't expect it to be so affordable. The Acura Luxury Lease Program. It's more than a lease. It's a legend.
I want that irresistible Big Mac taste in a size that fits my appetite. What you get?
Meet Mac Jr. All that Big Mac taste you love with one. That's one all-beef patty.
What you want is... How about a great price? How about 99 cents? What you get?
But hurry, Mac Jr. is only available until June 4th.
What you want is what you get.
99-cent Mac Jr.
At McDonald's today.
When I started looking for my first brand new car, I knew I'd have to start somewhere. But a stripped-down tin can on wheels? I think not.
You'll need real advantages from your Chrysler Plymouth dealer, especially if this is your first new car. The safety of a standard driver's airbag, power steering, 2.2-liter engine, and more. And value, the 92 Sundance America is yours for under $7,500. Now these are real advantages for the real world. See your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
One man is under arrest tonight, charged with a string of holdups at automatic bank machines. This is a photograph of the suspect taken by a bank camera during one of the holdups. Police say 21-year-old Jeffrey Gordon of Northeast Philadelphia, he is the man in the background. The man in the foreground is not involved. He's using the automatic teller machine. But the man in the background, Jeffrey Gordon, Northeast Philadelphia, police say he is the man who held up 6 people at 2 Mac machines since May 1st. Gordon was arrested by detectives who had staked out the machine where 4 of the holdups had taken place. A fatal accident in Montgomery County last winter has left a family grieving and police looking for answers. Here is Rob Jennings with tonight's Crime Fighters report.
The date was January 30th. The scene, Whitpain Township. The possible crime, a hit-and-run homicide.
We prayed every day, all day, all of us. But she didn't last. She didn't survive.
Wilhelmina Hopkins is still trying to cope with the tragic death of her daughter, Deborah Harris, who died after being on life support for 2 months. Deborah, a mother of 2, was hit by an unknown vehicle on northbound Route 202 in front of the Deck Motel, just south of Montgomery County Community College, minutes before 7 o'clock that dark winter morning. There was no debris from the vehicle, leading investigators to speculate Deborah might have slipped on an ice patch and underneath a large vehicle that was passing by. A motorist told police he saw a small tan-colored Isuzu truck with a black Lear cap swerve and stop in front of the motel.
Now, as he is passing to overtake and pass this stopped Isuzu, this is when he observes this
white male, exit the truck. He describes him over 6 feet, collar-length black hair.
The driver of the Isuzu truck was wearing a red plaid shirt and dungarees. The witness says the Isuzu left the scene moments later.
There's no indication that that was the striking vehicle.
I have no information or no evidence to tell me that. What I'm interested in finding out is who was that person, what was he doing here, what did he see when he arrived here.
If Deborah Harris slipped on the ice, as police theorize, and slipped under the wheels of a commercial vehicle, it's possible that the driver never even knew what happened, in which case he wouldn't be charged.
What police and Wilhelmina Hopkins want is an answer.
I just wish they would come forward and say something.
If you have information about the accident or the witness in the Isuzu truck, please call the Citizens Crime Commission at 546-TIPS. Rob Jennings, Channel 6 Action News.
2 Burlington County prosecutors were singled out tonight for a life-saving act. Head prosecutor Stephen Raymond and former Philly Greg Luzinski honored John O'Malley and Robert Weir for their actions last September. The duo plunged into the Delaware River in Bordentown to rescue a 3-year-old girl left inside a car that ran off a new bridge over 295. Tonight, little Bonnie Falconer presented her new heroes with flowers. Some Philadelphia students were honored for their courageous deeds tonight. School Superintendent Constance Clayton helped pay tribute to teachers and students during the Philadelphia Home and School Council Annual Awards program. And among those honored tonight were Damon Harris, Edward Jones, and Lamont Wilson of Edison High School. They were honored for rescuing a young woman who was being stabbed with a screwdriver while others just stood by.
So you're out of school, you have a job, and you need some transportation. Well, something self-propelled, something you can afford. But you don't want a woofer. You want a Dodge Shadow ES. It looks great. Man, it's got a whole lot of stuff. Yes! And with $1,000 cash back and $500 recent college grad money, this coupe's only $93.78. Dodge Shadow ES, with or without a top. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
As an executive chef, I recommend that you cut all the fat in all aspects of life.
Cut the fat.
Cut the fat.
Say no to the fat.
Dining should be fat-free. Go for the lean.
You're about to see an amazing detergent at work. Just look for the big red O. Drive in, fill up with Mobil Super Unleaded Plus, and it starts working. Unclogging fuel injectors, cleaning intake valves as you drive, giving your car performance that's trouble-free. So drive your engine clean with Mobil Super Unleaded Plus, the detergent gasoline.
It began not with a clean sheet of paper, but with a 75-year history. A history of building automobiles that make the most of the driver's skill. Because how you drive is as important as what you drive. BMW introduces a car that could improve both. The BMW 325 IS Coupe. The BMW 3 Series starts at $23,275.
Honors were handed out in Philadelphia tonight to a Pulitzer Prize-winning writer. Women's Way honored syndicated columnist Anna Quinlan of the New York Times during its annual dinner. Nearly 2,000 Women's Way supporters were on hand tonight, including State Senator Allison Schwartz. Women's Way was founded 15 years ago by Lynn Yackel, who was there tonight, to raise funds for women's services and charities. Yackel recently stepped down as head of the local organization to concentrate on her race for the United States Senate. Bulls and Knicks continue to battle each other in spectacular fashion.
It's a good game tonight. Knicks trying to take the Bulls by the horn. Game number 6. A tight fight all night and a tight fit here for Michael Jordan. He doesn't hit everything. One way to stop him. But the Knicks will get it in there when they've got close. Patrick Ewing will put it in the basket. A couple big baskets right here in the fourth quarter. This one was marvelous down the stretch. As the Knicks win Game 6, 186. Ewing had 27, and he loves it. So it comes down to Game 7 Sunday in Chicago for Patrick Ewing and company.
Ewing is
Also tonight, Utah leads Seattle late in the fourth. Jazz looking to take that series. Not of the Sixers, who are doing more than just hoping to win Sunday's draft lottery. They are calling on powers beyond our imagination, such as the offices of Sixers GM Gene Shue, who called in Madam Vivian today. And she is a happy medium, at least as far as the Sixers are concerned.
Looks perfect. I think you're going to get your wishes. I see someone with the name, House, no, not House, Shaquille O'Neal?
And if that doesn't work, Gene has some genies on his desk, some dolls, if you will. Plus, Shue has a lucky shoe, as the big shoe show will start on Sunday. Baseball, Phillies taking a ride on the Reading Railroad to play their AA team. But Kim Batiste plays like they moved second base since he was in Reading. Can't find the bag.
Could be two.
If he were a quarterback, they'd call him for intentional grounding. On the plus side, a Norman Rockwell painting is Andy Carter of Springfield, Pennsylvania. Doesn't he look like it? University of Delaware product. He had a no-hitter through 5. Had to leave after that because that's all they were going to let him pitch tonight. Nearly 7,000 at Reading as the Reading Phillies beat the Philadelphia Phillies 8-2. Next up, the Phillies, that is the Philadelphia Phillies, are flying right now to Cincinnati for a series there. The ball was flying tonight in Atlanta. Quick reaction by John Smoltz. He survived that, but lost the game 4-3. He's okay. One game in the American. Kelly Gruber will blast one right here in Sky Dome. It's out of here as Toronto sinks the Mariners by the score of 5-4. And there's one more thing. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Jim.
It's not my birthday.
It's not your birthday?
No.
It is.
You may have read it in the paper, but it was wrong.
Don't read everything.
Don't believe everything you see in the newspaper. It was an evening filled with nonstop family fun in Bucks County. The Pennsylvania Fair kicked off its 11-day run at the Philadelphia Park racetrack. One young visitor, that was right. One young visitor had a ball today with a Harlem Globetrotters exhibit. Others took a spin on the many rides like the Tomahawk or the miniature 18-wheelers. There's also plenty of games and food during the Pennsylvania Fair in Bensalem, Bucks County.
They say our personality traits are formed at an early age. Presenting the 3.1-liter V6 Rodeo from Isuzu. The way we see it, it's never too late to have a happy childhood.
If it's been raining on your parade, here's an unforgettable classic guaranteed to chase away those blues. From U.S. Healthcare.
Singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I walk down the lane with a happy refrain. Just sing.
U.S. Healthcare, a health plan for living.
The diamond is a symbol of enduring quality. The same can be said for the Mitsubishi Diamante, an exquisite blend of luxury and performance. And for those who aspire to these special qualities, we offer these special leasing terms. So look for this symbol of high standards only where you find this symbol of high standards. See the Diamante at your 3-state Mitsubishi Motors dealer.
Now, the paper said Sunday, and that's right. So we hope Stu doesn't get into a stew. Here's Dave Roberts and AccuWeather.
Those spies are all over the place. Sunday the 17th, James has a birthday. Happy birthday to James. All right, plenty of sunshine today. It was a beautiful day. Does it hold come tomorrow? I don't think so. The storm center here now in Kentucky and Tennessee moving in our direction. Precipitation out in front of it. Throughout Ohio, on into Virginia, on into North Carolina. Action radar. Take a look at it. It's not a lot of precipitation, and it's kind of falling apart as it does move in our direction, but the cloud cover is coming with it, and that's what we're anticipating come tomorrow. More than likely, most of this precipitation, if we do get it, will come tomorrow evening. That high pressure up there gave us the beautiful day today. That's moving away. We're slowly going to lose that. This is our next weather maker. 64 degrees in Chicago, 87 down here in Memphis. There's a pocket of warm stuff down here. We'll tap that over the weekend, so that's heading in our direction too. So as we head to the weekend, a lot of things are heading in our direction. Here's the call from AccuWeather. Look out, not the same as today. 55 in the Poconos, 60 in Allentown, 54, 55 Atlantic City to Cape May, our low. 62 degrees, yes, that's us. 80 degrees today, officially at 4:37 this afternoon. Take a look at the official 11 o'clock numbers. Still 70 degrees, humidity 38%, the barometer 30.07, it's on the rise. Northerly winds 9 miles an hour, water temperatures 57. In the Northeast, 64-70 outside the station, 71 for Center City, 70 at the airport, Camden 67. The exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast feels like Friday night. Clouds later on, 54 to 60, a beautiful night. Mild clouds when we start out in the morning, may get a peak of sun in the morning, 60 degrees, we're up to 70, so cooler, some clouds, showers throughout the day, anticipate those showers tomorrow night, warm, 74, 82 on Sunday, warmer, 74, 74 Monday through Tuesday. Warmer weather is on the way for the weekend.
And finally tonight, it was a perfect weather for a Victorian evening in Fairmount Park. The Fairmount Council for Historic Sites hosted a fundraiser tonight, guests dressed in authentic costumes. The evening included a tour of 5 of the park's historic mansions. The council was founded 10 years ago to help preserve and restore the historic homes. A Victorian fundraiser in Fairmount Park in Philadelphia tonight. Nightline next on Channel 6. Action News continues at 6 a.m. with Monica Malpass, Rick Williams, and Dave Frankel. Now for Dave Roberts, Gary Papa, the entire Action News team, I'm Jim Gardner. Have a good night tonight.
These days, I've got plenty of ways to spend money.
Mom, I need to check my cheerleading outfit.
That's why I get all my family's glasses at Pearl's Eye Buys department.
Coach says I need a new pair of cleats.
See, Pearl's Eye Buys is a whole department of great-looking glasses for only $59.95 each, including the lenses.
Hi, hon, I got your car out of the shop.
Yeah, thanks to Eye Buys, I've got money to burn.
Eye Buys by Pearl, just in time for times like these.
You're saving money is what it comes down to, and it was easy to do.
She was one of our first friends and family customers.
Finally, a light went off. Gee, MCI must be cheaper.
He took a little longer. Not long after, over 5 million families joined. Now MCI is thanking all of its friends and family customers with double savings. 40% throughout May. Makes us proud. Not only were we the first with the idea, MCI is still the only one with it.
The 1992 Lincoln Town Car and Continental are the only 2 American-made luxury cars providing standard dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. So think smart, think safe, think Lincoln. Buy smart at your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
Long trips wear people out. It's the same with chickens and turkeys. By the time they get to your grocer, they could be anything but fresh. But Wampler Longacre chickens and turkeys come from farms no more than a day from your grocer. So you can enjoy all Wampler Longacre products at the peak of freshness and taste. Wampler Longacre. We're so fresh because we're so close. Wampler Longacre Fresh Chicken. A perfect way to add summertime sizzle to your outdoor grilling.
Al Pacino stars in Serpico tonight at 12.